Basia Lyjak działa na niezależnym rynku muzycznym w Toronto już od lat.
I cały czas działa sama. Czyli pasja, wytrwałość, ambicje, nadzieja, co jeszcze?
No o tym wszystkim w reportażu. Przed nami Basia Lyjak. W cieniu kultury komercyjnej rozwija się nurt, który wkrótce może jej samej zagrozić. Nurt, w którym to odbiorcy, a nie specjaliści od marketingu i dystrybucji decydują o tym, jakiej muzyki mamy słuchać. Muzyka niezależna, wydawana własnymi siłami, promowana kanałami internetowymi i sprzedawana w sieci, to coraz większy konkurent komercji. Female Rock Stars – The Uprising of the Next Generation to koncert 4 wokalistek, które wystąpiły w torontońskim Mod Club w ramach kampanii na rzecz Haiti. Jedną z nich jest Basia Lyjak, pasjonatka, tytan pracy, idealistka, obecna na scenie już od kilku lat. Znana z kompozycji umieszczonych na dysku Writings on the Wall, czy singli takich jak Don't Talk, What It Feels Like i Never Wanted Anything, dobrze zna rzeczywistość działalności niezależnej.
Being a female musician here in this city, it's great because there are a lot of them. You get to meet a lot of different females who are working within, your spectrum, not necessarily rock, maybe outside of the box a little bit, but more and more I'm seeing that a lot of women are becoming way more independent and strong and understanding that they can tackle their career. And I've had a couple of women say to me that thank you so much for doing this because you've actually shown that you can be independent and strong and be heard. So I feel pretty honored in that sense. Now with Emmy working with me side by side, my rep, we're able to attack a lot of these free online sites and make ourselves very apparent and very aware out into the social networking atmosphere of online. So, and with the record companies kind of like depleting and all that sort of thing, it's just showing that independent artists are actually able to gain just as much exposure as a major artist would in the social networking world online. So that's pretty important. So it has evolved from 4 years ago when I started, when it was just really MySpace, but now we're MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, Stereo Fame, GarageBand. The list goes on and on and on, and it's just independent artists out there that are trying to get recognized and be a part of that social networking field. You just take advantage of everything free out there, and it will happen. Singles is where it's at, EPs and singles. There's no such thing as albums anymore, unfortunately, and it's a really sad thing because for me, I remember loving to just grab that album, read the liner notes, go inside, see who wrote the song, where was it recorded, who produced it, all these things that I think the younger generation has lost and it's lacking, and it's really sad to me, but unfortunately we can still release things and people hopefully will pay $1 to download it rather than steal it. So, but it is a singles market, it's a singles world, and that's my mission, is to just keep releasing single after single after single.
Za wysokimi butami, ostrym makijażem i grą świateł na scenie kryje się odmienna rzeczywistość.
That is the part that's the hardest for me right now. I've created such a big name for myself as an independent artist in Toronto, not only just Toronto, but internationally. We're talking Malaysia. I have fans in Poland who are dying for me to come there and play. They write me all the time, but unfortunately, being an independent artist means that you still have a day job, you still have things you have to do. I still have bills like everyone else. I still have rent to pay and a car to pay. All these things prevent me from moving a little bit more forward. Without the investors and the sponsorships, it makes it a lot more difficult for us, but it doesn't mean that it's going to stop me, because it hasn't yet, and here I am. I've self-funded everything up until this point, except for my first EP, which I shared with someone else, but up until this point, I really, put the foot down on the pavement and said, I'm not going to let this stop me or prevent me, because I know with the amount of time and work that you put into something, someone's going to see that and go, you know what, this girl needs help. I'm going to give her that push. She needs to get to the next level. So that's where we're at now, and that's what we're looking for. So we're looking for the sponsorship, the support, whether it's here in Toronto or whether it's in Poland, someone is going to come to the tables, and it's going to happen. The latest single is Never Wanted Anything, and it's different for the fact that I wrote the song with a gentleman who is not from my circle. Someone who basically contacted me, said, I had a song, here's the music, listen to it, try to create lyrics and melody for it, and I did. And I knew at the time that it was a little outside my box of that rock, heavy rock kind of feel, but that's something I want to do now, and I think that that's what a lot of artists are starting to realize now, is that you don't have to be so genre specific anymore, because the labels aren't really there to control that genre specific sound. Really, I think I'm at the point now where I'm stepping outside of the box. Like with the new single, Never Wanted Anything, it's a little bit lighter, but it's still rock. It's just a little bit more adult contemporary. But then again, I've just recorded a song that I lent my voice to for the soldiers. This song is coming out in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping, and a video is being done for it. It's a true song about a soldier at war and his wife and children waiting, and it's definitely a true story. The gentleman who wrote it about his brother-in-law. So I'm just showing to my fans and my supporters that I'm going to take things a little bit differently now, and not just totally concentrate on just BASIA LYJAK material, but go outside the box and try everything, because I feel that now we have the freedom to do that, and people who are downloading, they like everything. They don't like just one genre, they like every genre, so why not release anything you want? At this point, anyone's going to listen.
You say that you're always just a little bit nervous before you go on stage. Does that always happen? Is there a point where you just become a little more comfortable?
Yeah, I think every artist is nervous before they go on stage. If any artist said to you, I'm not nervous, they're lying. Because the adrenaline rush that starts building, once you know you've got 3 minutes before you're on stage, that feeling is just, just magnifies and just gets bigger and bigger. But yeah, I think the nervousness is more of an excitement for me rather than nerves. And it's just, once I get out there and I release my first note, I'm in heaven, because this is where I love to be. This is what I love to do. This is my life. I live, dream, sleep being on stage, performing for people. That's what I was brought here to do, and that's what I'm going to do.
Karierę BASIA LYJAK można śledzić na jej stronie internetowej basialyjak.com.
A po przerwie na reklamę więcej muzyki.
Klasycznej.